Now, what can I do for you? You see anything you...
Most birds I've seen leave quite a mess. How is his Shiso so tidy?
He isn't. In fact, he likes to hide his droppings between grimoire pages.
Just when I thought I needed to relax my personal boundaries.
If you are here about the taxes, tell the Queen... Oh, you are not the tax collector. What business brings you to my mill? Okay? You go around asking just anyone in Queensbirth personal questions, maybe you end up dead in a ditch. Have caution, eh? Lucky for you, I am a woman of honor. I direct luminous milling for the Valian Trading Company. It's a nice job, huh? And I'm quite good at it. You want to know more? Buy me a drink first, per guano. We mill luminous, of course. Take big chunks, break into smaller chunks, crush into dust-sized chunks. Per con plank and net, it is really not so complicated. Good day.
It's interesting.
Oh, hello. Welcome to my shop. It's such a pleasure to see a new face. How might I assist you? Certainly, certainly. It would be my pleasure. Of course, it's mostly books and knickknacks. Maps I do on commission, you see. How might I assist? Oh, I am a cartographer. I make maps. I'm not half bad at it either. And may the gods forgive my immodesty for saying so. If you need a map of any settled region of the Deadfire, I am your man. And my commission rates are quite generous. It used to be I would take to the sea and do a bit of charting myself. But I haven't the time. Too many maps need making. A shame, too. There's a whole swath of the Deadfire I've yet to see. I'm quite keen to write a book, in fact. Oh, but I won't trouble you about that. Excuse my nattering on, won't you? Sometimes. Married to the work, you know? I just get so engrossed in my maps. And next I know, it's morning. Sharing a bed with a few maps is a good sight better than sharing with Caleb, I'll tell you that. He always hogs the blankets. You think so? He is a magnificent beast, isn't he? He's been a bit low lately. Between you and me, I think he's heartsick for the sea. I'm putting together an explorer's account of the Deadfire. Or at least the part of it Queen Onekaza's tribe has laid claim to. My book will be the first of its kind. The Explorers Club will go mad for it. Or, well, that was the idea. It's a fiercely dangerous enterprise, in point of fact, and nobody will agree to chart the islands for me. You'd think ship captains would be a bold-hearted bunch. I offered fair recompense. I'm not exactly the most powerful fighter, or I do it all myself. Still, wouldn't it be wonderful? An explorer's guide to the Deadfire. Someday. Do you mean it? This is... wow! I can't thank you enough. It's a lot of ground, I mean water to cover, and some of these islands are in very dangerous waters. Don't worry, I planned it all out. We'll get your feet wet first. With a little experience under your belt, I'm sure you'll get a taste for it. Nothing will stop us. I mean, you. The idea is to explore all the islands that haven't been charted yet, or even named. That falls to you, Anika. You can't tell me you've never wanted to name your own island? I thought we could start with the waters around the company outpost at Port Mage. There are 2 islands in the region, and nobody's taken much notice of them yet. Once you're back, I'll start filling in my map and adding your findings to the book. Oh, this will be wonderful.
It seems the Huana have their own version of animancy, reading the souls of the young to establish their roles.
Where do you draw the line between animancy and what the Huana do? Do you object to their practices as well?
Animancers attempt to alter what the Huana merely observe. Even so, the Huana examine mere facets of a soul and purport to understand it. This, too, is dangerous.
is still going on, is it? When will those arrogant louts decide that enough is enough?
It's mine now. Leave it to me.
Welcome back to the office, Sere.
Ado, Luca.
If you or your friend have business with the company, I am disposed to listen. The servers at the tavern are clumsy. Most clumsy indeed. Stumbling from the street, I see. This is the heart of the Valiant Trading Company. You would know that if you had a reason to be here. From her office, Governor Alvari carries out the will of the Songretta Mea Compressa. We clerks are the fingers of their long reach.
Sure.
Eccosi. You have business here? You are in luck. The governor is between meetings. Go on in.
Sure.
The Watcher. From the palace, yes? You made quite the impression on the Cantonese. He went on for ages. Welcome. Make yourself comfortable. I am Lueva Alvari, Governor in Residence of the Valiant Trading Company here in Nekataka. What brings you to my door? An interesting question. Director Castol concerns himself with the business of the Valiant Trading Company as a whole. He must coordinate our operations across the entire region. I am afraid you must deal with me for the time being. You seek work, information. These are things I can help you with. Well, the Valiant Trading Company has been here in Nekataka for many decades now. Its main interest is in the mining of luminous Adra, for which we have negotiated with numerous tribes for access to the Adra sites and, where possible, labor. The company also engages in more mundane lines of trade, of course. Ultimately, we are merchants, work suited to a watcher. Your arrival presents an opportunity. How much do you know about the Adra trade? Perhaps we are concerned foremost with providing a return on our shareholders' investments by way of refined luminous Adra. Every viable deposit is of interest to us. Cartographers, surveyors, at any moment we have a dozen expeditions underway. Some weeks ago, we received word of a large quantity of luminous Adra on a distant island. Pukokahara. It is not charted on any of our maps. However, Pukokahara is said to neighbor the island of Tikawara, and we've already made contact with the natives there. We dispatched an expedition to Tikawara with instructions to locate the Adra site and determine its value. Our people have neither returned nor sent any word on their progress. We are too long delayed, and someone must finish the job. A watcher can determine if there is essence in the Adra, if it is worth the trouble and investment to remove it. Information for which we are willing to pay. Yes, I take your meaning. Here, a taste of what's to come. This will be of some use to you, I think. It entitles you to act as a commissioned agent of the Valiant Trading Company. Present it and you will be recognized as such. Until then, I believe we are finished. Return here once you have word of our agents and our prize. Welcome back. Please, go ahead. Ha! What don't I do? I tend to the day-to-day business of the Valiant Trading Company. Our negotiations, contracts, and so on. The director takes a broader view of the business. You might call him our navigator. He directs the company's ambitions in the Deadfire. Well, the Valiant Trading Company has been here in Neca. The company also engages in more mundane. It is simple science. As with most fields,
The Republics have the best minds in the world pursuing it, Mestre Alvari.
very well.
Why not?
Just a moment. There we are. So, did Alvari send you? I'm putting together the numbers. She will have to be patient. Well, you're no clerk. Sientere, Watcher. I was preoccupied. Do not take it personally. They put me in this side office for a reason. Oleska Saraso, advisor. Did you get turned around? I have little to do with people, to be honest. Numbers mostly. What can I do for you today, Watcher? I will not lie. Our fortunes dwindle. I must ask the director for some clarity on these figures. I cannot imagine why they are so low. Put plainly, I am an advisor to the director. I keep the books in order and offer advice on the operations of the fleet. Profits, losses, all here. I have a better head for numbers than for small talk, I'm afraid. It isn't personal. It is nice to be asked, I suppose. I hardly ever get anyone in here unless they need help with their sums. That is true, but hardly anyone says so. I have been lucky to reach this position. I enjoy the work, and it is clear that I am needed. Being useful. It is a good feeling. I can spare a few moments. She's nice, no? A little intense, maybe. She gets results. Always to the letter. Well, it is funded and so controlled by the Songretta Mea Compresa. I can tell you that much. A council of 11 investors. Dukes, nobles, not all from the Republic's mind, but all very important people. While the Songretta is away, Cantaniro is the company's highest authority on the island, but he mainly concerns himself with diplomatic affairs. For the usual business, you want the director.
You crack the spine of the old book, revealing blackened pages of dense, illegible text. The words recede into the shadows the longer you focus on them. Suddenly, the page widens to eclipse the world around you. A dark void stretches out on all sides. The air full of choking fumes that carry dying embers and curling flakes of ash. Something stirs in the darkness. An old woman steps forward, leering down at you from on high. Her smile is toothy and cruel. Her cheeks warp around it like melted candle wax.
I'm so glad that my messenger tracked you down. These days it's impossible to find good help. Watcher, before you draw your weapon, know that these proceedings are under a banner of peace. If this was a trap, it would have already closed around you. While Bareth whispers in one ear and Aethys shouts in the other, I thought you could use a more seasoned perspective to drown out the noise. For the moment, you are Bareth's creature. There are rules against my direct intervention, but nothing says you cannot willingly seek my counsel. Andra and Helia toe the line of acceptable conduct from time to time, but I am nothing if not adherent to our oldest laws. This is but a small corner of the beyond. One that I use for privacy and contemplation when I need to get away from the endless chatter. Don't you find it unusual how open and accessible my siblings have made themselves? After millennia of subdued whispers, now they practically scream their intentions. And isn't it strange how we never bicker unless a mortal is watching? I would never deny that our pantheon is emotional, willful, and prone to overreaction. But we didn't get this far arguing over minutiae. If we still possessed our glorious titans, my siblings and I would have put an end to Aethys and his rampage by now. While we are powerless to stop him, some of my kin wish to observe how mortals respond to this threat. They think it will shine a light on the value of our patronage. Have we raised you well enough to be self-sufficient? Or must we return to Eora and impose some corrective measures? What indeed? That would depend on which of us you ask. A cross-section of society has converged on the Deadfire. Some of my kin are of an opinion that we are meant to judge mortals on the basis of their performance, while the rest of us have already made up our minds on the matter. Clever child. It's important for my own reasons that I earn your trust. For now, at least. When we ascended to godhood, we did so to provide for a savage people. Our goal was to craft a society whose values were made to last. Perhaps even a society that had no need of us. A naive fallacy, but one that inspired my optimistic, misguided kin. How you and your allies counter this threat will demonstrate whether you are competent enough to guide your own destinies, or if we need to revise our strategy. The soft-hearted among us are counting on you to win this existential wager. No doubt, Aethys shares their sympathies. I do not. We exist to rule over mortals. Nothing can change that. So now you know the truth. I assume you have questions. The wheel is our shared responsibility, and each of us serves it in our own fashion. I am the axle upon which the gods balance their power. Aethys keeps the wheel in motion. He was our promise to mortals that time and labor would yield a deserving reward on the next turning of the cycle. At the height of our power, we recognized the potential of the soul. We knew that it could be bound, split apart, diverted like a river, and hammered together. Hammering was trivial. Those of us who agreed with the Apotheosis Project, and many who did not, submitted to a violent and horrible erasure of our individuality. After the dust settled, we adopted the forms of beings from Eora's most prevalent myths. There were other faiths and legends, but we labored to strike their names from history. Much of reincarnation's mechanism exists in the idea space of the beyond. You wouldn't find a wall of cogs and levers unless we conjured one to illustrate a point. The wheel has but one material component in all of Eora. Something we built to channel essence through luminous Adra and into the beyond with reliable continuity. Before we intervened, the flow of essence was directionless, unpredictable. We succeeded in widening the gap, diverting it, giving it an efficient path to follow. Before we took control of the wheel, reincarnation was error-prone, lacking forward momentum. Hollowborn were fairly common, and hardly the worst of the soul maladies. Control gave us the power to strengthen the souls of intelligent kith over generations. We made you wiser, stronger, more likely to develop the society we thought you deserved. Every turning of the cycle demonstrated the righteousness of my belief. Nature begets chaos, and discipline begets perfection. Speak, Watcher. It isn't every day that I open myself to these communions, so spend your breath wisely. Nothing you've done has tarnished it utterly beyond repair. You may congratulate yourself on that much, at least. Prove it or disprove it, yes. I never agreed to this arrangement, but if your example demonstrates mortal ineptitude as a trusted will, then I can make the plan serve me. An assertive minority of gods believe that your choices will prove the value of their wild optimism. As if mortal collaboration and ingenuity are endorsements of our leadership. Then there are those of us who know better, who are not so easily convinced. Kith are vulnerable, unless they submit to the destiny we chart for them. Thinking otherwise can only breed dissent and chaos. It was an ambitious plan, our utopia. Perhaps too ambitious. We, assuming these roles gave us the authority to mold Eora over time, to influence you and lay the groundwork for a society yet to come. On the outset of the plan, some believed that mortals would outgrow us, as if that was a favorable outcome. To me, our eternal pantheon was always a critical fixture. Aethys was one of those who supported mortals, while I have always been their most vocal critic. You mean gods crafting a godless world? Naturally. My siblings desired to influence mortals and steer them in a proper direction, even if that direction led to places we could not follow. I have no intention of being left behind. Society would unravel without its queen to impose strict order. Opposition can take many forms. If a church embraces and weaponizes my doctrine, that is very different from me rampaging as a titan. Aethys is not known for subtlety. Twice now, he has contaminated the purity of our experiment, and done so with extravagant displays that undermine our authority. Impulsive, I am the counterpoint to the soft-hearted. It makes no difference if mortals pass some arbitrary test. My mind is settled on the matter, regardless of my feelings. The timing of this crisis forces us to accelerate our schedule. Final judgment comes sooner than any of us would prefer. If our pantheon found that mortals had cultivated a perfect, lawful system to maturity, I would not voice a word in protest. I would merely stand aside and await the inevitable collapse. Mortals need us. I know this as well as I know myself. Even a lawful and responsible society would be poised to collapse as long as its architects and strongest adherents were mortal. Any satisfaction that my siblings derived from their little experiment would be short-lived, and it would fall to me to clean up after their mess. Indeed, a little opposition is healthy. One cannot make heat without friction. Make no mistake, Watcher. In this, I cannot be proven wrong. A valid, self-defeating question, and one which I posed often. We assumed that they, whoever they were, would reveal themselves to us. Rational government would rule in our stead, leaving churches vacant. Thanks to Aethys, we're pulling the dough from the oven before it's had a chance to fully rise. You unfortunate bastards never had the chance to prove me wrong. You have learned much already. Only ask if you are ready for the truth. Whether knowingly or unintentionally, you seem to find yourself on the vanguard of change. Mortals like you come but once in a lifetime. Some would react poorly if I stripped mortals of their freedom without giving them a chance to plead their case. You have the honor of standing tall as their advocate. Before I return to Eora and assume my position as your deserving tyrant, you have this opportunity to prove me wrong. To demonstrate whether or not mortals are responsible enough to claim their future. You speak as if you do. Mortals have precious little time to decide for themselves. Will they stand together as one, or swallow their pride and bend the knee? I have every confidence that you would disappoint us. Once my position is upheld, the undecided among the gods will embrace my plan. Yes, I think we will. This is not the end of our discussion. You know how to find your way back to this place.
Worika nods stiffly. You feel her presence drift as a breeze, rustling as it goes.
Birdie?
Of course you may. Ishi, if you even think of pecking the young lady.
His wings are so soft.
Just be careful, honey. You wouldn't be the first Orlan he's tried to carry off.
Not to be telling you your business later.
Agrasima, Casita, for taking me on.
Speak your mind, Captain.
Ngati smiles on you, Captain.
Yeah? Tell me what's on your mind. They're there in my head, and sometimes you need me, I'll be...
Sure.
Is there something you want? You only have to ask.
Wonder what Pa's up to.
What is it, Casita?
Captain, do you require my expertise? I admit to excitement, curiosity, to test my wits. Most ships discourage such avocation. My studies? I cannot promise a dissertation, but I'll happily discourse upon the broader strokes. I'm surprised you haven't read my work. As an apprentice, I focused on, and then helped discredit, the phrenological approach. At the time, it seemed more difficult than I thought it should be. Some of my colleagues had that some kith made more work. Afterwards, my interest turned to the theoretical, before shifting a few decades later to the study of parapsychological inertia. Just so. From there, I moved on to work in metamortality, the scientific study of souls over lifetimes, and which brings us to the present. I could theorize, but given it must require incredible energy, though. And can Audra truly be so flexible? Why does he not crumble? Whatever he is, however he accomplishes it, perhaps we can discover together, if the discovering doesn't kill us. That depends on who you ask. Generally, Audra conducts soul. Is it simply... Unfortunately, you set the sled before making decisions regarding what should be the truth. I'm sorry that I have no embarking on inquiry with an agenda. I've had a year or two in which to make mistakes. I'm surprised as an apprentice at the time. It's afterwards my interest close. Parasite from there, which brings us to the truth. I'm embarking on inquiry with an agenda. Not at all. Of course.
I know that look. The Queen seems to operate with a light hand on the tiller, so to speak. And I think that's a good thing. What the Deadfire needs is someone who can lead its people without smothering them. I think they're one of the most ordered and deliberate organizations I've ever seen. And I don't entirely trust that. Not after the leaden key. What's gnawing you?
siente que no.
Yes.
Do it again. I'm taking it away. Hit me again and I'll hit you back.
Take care with your aim.
As we sail down the Deadfire way, we've gone a long way, left our loves behind. Evo inspirante, it caused me a sorrow most unkind. While crossing down the Deadfire way, hold fast to the helm, hold fast to the wind. Evo inspirante, Andra's grace, so we'll all be skin as we sail down the Deadfire way. They say in Deadfire the luminous grows. Vivo Inspirante, and so that's where our brave ship goes to make our fortunes one fine day. Hold fast to the helm, hold fast to the wind. Vivo Inspirante, Andra's grace, so we'll all be skin as we sail down the Deadfire way. Hold fast to the course, hold fast to the waves. Heave ho, Inspirante. If we don't wind up in salty graves, we'll come back to Sorrento someday. Hold fast to the helm, hold fast.
Welcome, Cap. Not that thing hanging off Darcy's face.
My pleasure, amiga.
Sure.
You hear that? Whispers in the darkness. Whispers from the grave.
There'll be a whole lot of hostile down here, Cap. Weather eye open.
If you've seen what you need to see, Watcher, I'd like to fulfill my duty and reap this soul. Will you allow it?
Just like
Me too,
Moe, exceed honor.
Let's go.
Me too,
Watch your fire!
You like that? After him.
Saw him first.
Moe, exceed honor.
Me too.
Just like so. Perfecto.
Tell me.
Me too.
Now, watch your fire!
Let's go. Nice hit.
My pleasure, amiga.
That's me too, man.
Why not?
I see trouble.
See, that's me too, man.
How may I help?
Let's do that. After him.
See, that's me too.
Oh, that stuff. Let's go. Me and you are about to mix. Oh, good.
Worth and rough.
See, that's me too, man.
All that?
I am ready.
It's mine now.
Mind if I run something by you?
Watcher. It's nothing but awakened terror. Soon to pass. Watcher.
Don't.
You see those shambling corpses too? I see a body of stitched together parts and flayed flesh. It's got 3 heads and 4 stretched limbs. On each of its heads curves 3 white horns from above 3 blind eyes. The beast is big as a mountain, and shambling toward us beneath a sun turned black as slow. I know it ain't really there. Lately, it's been getting worse. Some nights I wake sweaty and shaking. Other times, I'm already awake. I got my eyes wide open, staring down the darkness. watching one lantern after another flickering out, and every soul looks so ripe, darn near rotten with the need for reaping. Dark days are coming for Kithkind. When the last light of hell burns out, the final harvest will be upon us. I think we might all die out. But does Gon want me to stop it? Or to help? I sure hope you're right, Watcher. 'Cause if you're wrong... No. I know you're right. Gon's chosen me, so until I figure out what's needed of me, I'll do my darndest to help you on your path. We'll figure this out together. I'm carrying more souls than I've ever shepherded before. So, I don't know that it'll work this time, but used to be. When the dreams were riding me hard, I'd cleanse my soul before Gon. If we stop by the temple in Neketaka, I can perform the ritual. Please, I need the relief. It won't take more than a minute under Gon's statue, that's all.
Why not?
Ready to brawl?
After him!
There's a walloping!
Just
Would have done it up.
take this!
Moeth, Ixie, So help me God, I'll whoop the next one of you who takes aim at me.
Oh, that's the stuff. Some first. Let's do this. Let's go.
Yeah, there's a walloping!
What can I do you for? Moeth, Ixie,
Yes?
Me too.
Watch it!
Ah.
Yes! Yes!
Yeah!
After him!
Oh, Nick would have done it up.
Oh, that's the stuff.
Moeth, Ixie, God darn it!
At once. Nay, it cannot be. This is the same worm from the Temple of Helia.
Leave it to me.
Sure.
It's mine now. Leave it to me.
We got trouble, folks.
Yeah! There's a weapon! Worth that rock!
Yes, what can I do you for?
Good. Let's go. Let's do this. That's the stuff.
Worth that rock!
Sure.
By decree of the Queen that was, and the will of the Steel Garrote, you will meet justice. Kneel, Oswald, and be tried for your crimes.
Wait! I can pay you. I can make you all rich. Just let me go.
Your bribes fall on deaf ears.
Would you say this is gonna be a
We seek
trial
only
by
to
fire?
exact Wodaka's justice.
Huh? What? I didn't do anything.
You stand accused of the crime of oath-breaking. What say... You intrude on the deliberations of the Court of Wodaka, outsider. Choose your next actions carefully, lest the Queen that was turn her gaze to you as well.
Oh, thank the gods, please! Get me out of here, they're mad! They're all mad! They mean to put me on trial for oath-breaking of all things. They say I betrayed the Idiran Empire, but I haven't been back there in over 100 years.
Be silent, or I will make you so. State your purpose now, or die with him. Explain. Ah, the Watcher of Cadnua graces our presence. Your deeds are well known to this court. Those that attempt to lie to me find I am not easily fooled. Tell me, Watcher, how many of these souls do you claim were innocent? Even should you speak truthfully, you must see the wisdom of these proceedings. Imagine the greater good achieved by dispensing the reckoning this filth deserves. Would you prefer these monsters walk free at the expense of the truly innocent?
And who holds them accountable for serving the greater good? Who ensures they do not become the same as those they hunt? Theos also believed he was an authority unto himself. and he wielded that authority to the detriment of many, many people.
Oathbreakers are the bane of the McQuinn, my queen. A benign enough crime on the surface, but an oath broken plants the seed of far greater atrocities. Families are torn asunder with a broken vow. Cities fall to ruin upon promises abandoned. What war has not been birthed in treachery? Take this one. He forsook oaths to emperor and country both to fight amongst rebels in the War of Defiance. How many lives might have been spared without treason such as his? No, Watcher. Without one's word, one is nothing. Less than nothing. Would you give your life to defend one such as he?
A pile and a half of gold shit, Cap. An oath be only so binding as the worth of the person you swore it to.
You have no authority in the court of Woodica. Only the queen that was holds sway here. I pray your soul learns from your mistakes on its next turn about the wheel.
After him. No one knows. No good to me. You like that?
Happy to oblige. Darkness flows in the light.
Thank you!
Let's go.
Captain.
May
I help? Captain.
Sure. Huh?
I owe you a debt too large to repay, stranger. How did you ever find me all the way out here? Did Inalis send you? That tenacious little wretch. I owe her my thanks. And a drink. Several drinks. And a fair bit of money, too. Those steel garrote zealots have been after me for decades. Good riddance. Ah, yes. Yes, indeed. Yes. Unfortunate business mishap. You know how it is, I'm sure.
I know I ought to be feeling charitable, but I mostly just want to wring his neck.
You did risk life and limb for me, it's true. And make no mistake, I am grateful. Really, really grateful. Believe me, I would give you something if I could. Well, that's not entirely true, is it? I have this old ring. It's the last possession of any value I own. Here, take it for your trouble. You have a ship, don't you? Of course you do. How else would you have gotten to this benighted island? Let me join your crew. After what you did for me, well, I suppose you have the right to hear the truth of things. The whole truth, rather. You'll remember that the Deerwood was once a colony of Adir, yes? Well, I was one of the first colonists to set foot on that benighted continent. When it became evident the Deerwood intended to revolt, I took their side in the War of Defiance against the country of my birth. I'm sure you'll be astounded to learn the powers that be in Adir didn't much like that. The Steel Garrote's been after me for my grave transgression ever since. Those Steel Garrote hounds are relentless. But it should be a couple of years before they find me again, thanks to you, at least. It's no secret I'm an old man. Now, I might not be able to hoist a mainsail any longer, but I've picked up a thing or two about navigation in my decades of traveling. And I don't care much for coin, I can tell you that. An extra ration of rum here and there, and I'll be perfectly contented. Thank you, my friend. I owe you a debt twice over.
So you're saying you're literally a pirate of the mind? You sail in and steal people's thoughts?
Behold, lass, I'm the original psychic piratical.
Not hardly. Even I've heard about Malnage. She's a cipher like you, ain't she? Only older.
Had to dredge up my cruel rival. You should know her arsehole itches when mention being made of her.
What a nasty hex. Tell me you weren't the one that put it on her. Darn, I hope that doesn't make her itch. Hell, or that. Now I'm just making it worse. I best shut my mouth before I cause more damage.
I like your style, kid.
That's the stuff.
Happy to oblige.
What do you need?
Hit me again and I'll hit you back.
Yes! Yes!
Sorry, friend. Can't.
After it!
Still got it.
But just that rat.
Something I can do? Something I can do? Of course.
Here's where I do the ritual. Right there under the statue of Gone. Nothing like a homecoming to make a girl remember her roots, even if they are dried up and half dead. Sometimes I wonder if my brethren don't think I got black ichor running in my veins. If I cried, you reckon it'd look like tar? Suppose you meant to make me feel better. It is a dang silly thought. No, that I'd have black blood. You shouldn't be so fine to me, Watcher. Makes me think untoward things. Gives me notions I don't need to be getting. I can't risk straying when I got a duty to Gone. Yeah, lay it on me. I was born to reap souls and lead them to the light. Now with Aethys dead, and these dire visions, I think I need to shield them from a hell gone dark. But the more I gather, the more my mind turns to tatters. That ain't gonna happen. You'd ask me to turn my back on my god? Aethys is dead, and Gone is the death before life. He's the ripeness before the fall. That lumbering hunk of Audra might claim to be Aethys, but that doesn't matter a whit. He died, so he can't be Aethys anymore. Death changes every soul, even a god's, and if it doesn't, it should. Why do you think the god of rebirth held an aspect of death within him? You can't have life without dying. There ain't no beginning without a prior ending. Ain't no day without night, no spring without fall. You can't grow crops if you never harvest for seeds. All right, yeah, I'm ready. I've done this before, but never with such a full lantern. You may want to stand back. The experience can be somewhat intense. Don't know if I feel cleaner, but I feel something. Blessed for sure. Let's just hope it lasts. Cause my lantern feels as heavy as ever. Full to brimming with essence. Like dark water spilling over my mind. Alright, I'll be right behind you. Watcher, I was wondering if I could run something by you. Well, to put it simply, you are. I've tried, but I can't get you out of my thoughts and dreams. You do? I hope that's a good sign then.
Or at least tops the usual omens I get. Forgive my audacity. I know I've got no place to, but I care for you. More than I can rightly say. I was wondering if you might return the sentiment. I thought I was too at first, but somewhere along the way, well, I realized he wasn't the one making my heart stutter. I don't look up to him like I do you, and he sure doesn't make me sweat like you do. You have. I know you have. It's just that the truth is, I was afraid to want you. I didn't think the Watcher herself could be interested in me. When you think about it, how powerful you are compared to me, it doesn't hardly make any sense, does it? I'm almost afraid to believe it, that you would want me just as much and fierce. But darned if it doesn't make me so very, very happy. I'm gonna make you so glad you picked me, Watcher. You'll see. You taste like forgotten dreams. Like fate. Watcher, I thought you might never ask. There's so much I've longed to try and to see. Or to not see. Let me turn my lantern low. I want nothing but shadows between us. That was divine. Surely, Watcher, you are a blessing from gone.
Candles and bombs.
Now, what can I do for you? Aye, they're up on the balcony outside. Noisy bunch. If this is some kind of trading company squabble, you see anything you...
Hope you're keeping busy, Watcher. We're still running some small tests. What can I do for you?
Luck might be a strong word for it, but I'll do it. If you can meet my conditions.
It's a thoughtful gift? But why? What has brought this on?
Gon has shown me the coming end. Darkness will fall upon hell, beginning an extended season of death with no rebirth for any of us.
All right, I knew I shouldn't have asked. How do you fit into this, Watcher?
But only if you promise to treat them well. Ensure their cycles continue in the natural manner.
Right. You do realize that the essence isn't actually a... Never mind. Thank you, Shorty. I promise to treat them with dignity. We can... put them in this device over here.
One last thing. How much is this gonna hurt? No, wait. Don't even tell me. Just lead the way. You ready for this grand merger of faith and science? Animancers, if you got any energy vision goggles, you might want to don them now. And if anyone's afraid of a little light show, I'd suggest you take a healthy step back. Then keep your eyes peeled, 'cause it's gonna happen fast as a fire beetle flash. The Audra'll snatch 'em right quick once I conjure the light. So don't look away. I swear to the gods, I'm trying. Ugh, son of a god's darn motherless cur. That hurt worse than a back-to-back whooping from Uncle Angbert's quarterstaff. Hell, and I only gotta do it again and again on cycle until the day I die? Ugh, but the guilt says I do. I can't turn my back on my purpose any more than I could Aora in need. I never did want to take the easy route. I'll keep reaping more souls then. Do my duty till I fall to dirt and bones. Never you worry, though. I'll see to dumping my lantern in the future on my own. Thank you for finding me a way to handle my burden, even if it does involve the occasional jolt of pain. Darn, if I don't feel so light, I could float away. My bones are still a little jangly, but yeah, I think I am. I don't know if this is what Gon planned for me, but I'd like to think we did right by these souls. We're bringing light to the darkness, ensuring spring follows the coming fall.
Hey, watch it with that.
Forget something, did you?
I'm lucky to have met you, friend. You're a real good soul.
Fresh fish!
Been a while, Twaha. You're looking healthy.
Don't say my name. Is he still here?
You saw that too, right?
Well, I knew it.
Who's your shadow? I'll string him up by his thumbs before he lays a hand on you.
Well, he's obviously not one of ours. Unless Atsura sent someone to monitor me. Must be working for the other side.
Not everyone in the Deadfire lays out the welcome mat for Rawatai. That shouldn't be any surprise. Twaha, I'm getting you out of this. We've pulled each other out of worse snags.
Easy to say when it's in the past. This stalker is relentless, and he is always watching.
Complications. But that was a long time ago. No need to relive ancient history.
He's Juana, average height, and I've caught him scribbling on a sheaf of notes. Like any good tale, he's indistinguishable from anyone else wandering around Port Manger. Probably why they picked him for the job.
Company business.
Company business. Don't you get it? My shadow has been waiting for this. Accepting anything from Atsura, even a requisition for a new cannon, could put me in danger.
Sit tight and I'll get this sorted out. Whatever happens, he won't bother you again. Just try not casual.
I will stand perfectly still and fill my heart with the words of our national anthem.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant.
What say, you need something? That goes for you or your fetching friend. That's close enough. I am getting some air.
Likely story.
Do we have a problem, friend? No one told me to expect you. There are proper channels to discuss this.
You messed up. And now the professionals need to take charge.
I withdraw myself from the mission. Our cause is too important to chance on my incompetence. I will deliver my report and accept disgrace. You would do that? If Twaha is a trading company agent, she has not been activated yet. I found no evidence in her quarters, so I wish to shadow her until her contact revealed themselves. That's all I know. Whatever Rawatai has planned, she might only be a part of it. As you say.
I'm listening. You have my undivided attention.
Got it. Won't work.
Is he dead? Or must I handle everything myself? There's no easy answer to that. I was her commanding officer on a number of voyages. Later, we were absorbed into the trading company and found ourselves on more even terms. I taught her how to distill mare's milk. She taught me how to read a Valian sundial. It's been a most useful acquaintanceship.
You could just say we're friends. Good friends.
Is this so?
We took care of it, just like I said we would.
Everything seems to be in order.
I'll see to it that these are addressed in good time. I'm supposed to pass these down the line and into the next set of hands. More of what you've done here. That's discretion for you. Doesn't it? That's all the answer I have.
We should be going. It's been an absolute delight.
That's enough of that, soldier. Atsura will know your performance was adequate. And you, Watcher. Rawatai thanks you for your service.
Yeah, I thought we would. I can tell that something's on your mind, and I owe you an explanation. Twaha is eccentric, I know. Even in the Navy, I never knew what to make of her. You might be asking yourself why one of the tribals would be stalking her, and if that has anything to do with our little mission. Atsura is doing important work in the Deadfire. He's bringing peace, order, bounty. Not everyone sees it that way, so he has to keep his intentions quiet. I know the secrecy doesn't look good, but I can promise you that this is for a better Deadfire. Probably not. Leave it to the Huana to distrust a lone Rawataian who knows her business. Doesn't surprise me that they'd want to keep an eye on outsider business, or get in the way of it. If I pass information from one place to the next, does that make me a spy? I suppose it depends on what side of the fence you're on. Yes, of course there is, and plenty else besides. You think Atsura tells me everything? Whatever he has planned for the Deadfire, I'm only a small part of it. But I still need to protect my part. You have every reason to be suspicious. Just trust me that this is all for the best. I wouldn't lie about that. I've got some answers.
No problem.
Fuzzballs check.
Let's play pirates.
How might I help you out of a bit of money, Squab? Care to join our fun? Or is it swilling information you're chasing?
I ain't my captain's keeper, and I know better than to ask what business you've got with Brutal Ben.
You might check the court for him. If he ain't target practicing, he's tickling the harpsichord or taking his swill. 2 out of the 3 can be done there. But if you see him, don't fucking tell him I sent you.
Now, before we get rolling, you bet on high if you think when the dice settle, they'll count up to... Lastly, you can... 100 pyres per roll of the dice. You sure you want to risk it? What the...
Indeed.
Damn me and Andra's worthless son. Some unlucky sot of lang for this one.
Still, worth be getting a move on while eyes be averted.
Hang it all, that nearly damn flattened me.
My sights.
Just like that.
Yes!
Position. After him.
See that, Ishi?
They'll fall by my hand.
Quick, do something else. Yes, yes.
Fuck me. That loud honking horn be meaning we got Thanks, folks.
Pretty good, huh? There.
To the race.
Right between the eyes.
What for, Cap?
Oh, that's the stuff.
What do you need? Yes?
Oh, I'd be a rare tit from feeding the fishes.
Let's go. You know what? I'm impressed. That was... whew, wow! I've never experienced anything like that before.
Oh, sounds like you two got something real special there. Almost makes a man wish for a sword of his own.
Adair, you have a sword already. Several, in fact.
Yeah, but I've never had one that purrs when you stroke it.
Did no one ever teach you not to eavesdrop? Keep your ears to yourself, creep. You've been good to me. Better than I thought you'd be. I may not always show it, but I appreciate it. I guess. My owner... things weren't perfect between us. Sometimes she'd cry after using me, or scabbard me and ignore me for days. It was complicated. You won't tell her about us, will you?
Not that I like you or anything, I just don't want her to get the wrong idea. She's very sensitive. Listen, I'm willing to be the bigger person here and say that maybe I was wrong. Maybe you're not quite the incompetent fool I thought you were. But don't go telling everyone I said that. I have a reputation to maintain. She dumped me, okay? She said she couldn't do this anymore and tossed me in a pile of garbage. Do you feel better now that I've humiliated myself for you? Is that what you wanted to hear? I don't want your fucking pity. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Just point me at the map and I'll mark the last place I heard she was going. Some city called Dunnage. She dumped me, okay? She said she could. Do you feel better now? I don't. Let's... Ugh. Got it. Huh?
See that, Ishi?
No sweat. Got it.
See this?
Some first. Let's do this. Oh, good. Let's go. Pretty good, huh? No sweat. There.
You got some brass balls to be waltzing in here after the alarm's blared. Yet I can't place your face. Well, you wouldn't be the first I've pissed off and forgotten. Still not ringing a bell? Ah, right. You're that sloop captain what got caught in the storms. I take it you did a number on my crew. Figures. I should have stayed to kill you myself. Looks like I'll have to remedy that now. What you hope to accomplish coming around here? You do realise we're standing in the most well-guarded spot in all of Deadlight? Well, aren't you so very skilled and brave? I suppose I ought to begrudge you my respect now. Is that what you thought I'd say? You can fight me if you like, but you won't be leaving this fort alive. You'll have to take me alive to do either, and that ain't likely to happen. Careful what you say next, or I'm likely to make you eat your entrails. There's some skill required to doing it right. Otherwise the victim bleeds out before they can choke to death. Sure you want to try me? Fuck you! Wait! Even I can admit when I'm outgunned. Look, I'm not afraid, but I've no death wish. I attack most anyone what comes across my path. You'll never know where treasure lies if you don't look. You're only standing in her stronghold. She's the leader of us all. Us new bloods who chafe at Ferrante's stifling rule. Our commander might be at sea for now, but she'll be back soon enough. Spoken like a woman after my own heart. I'll call off the ships who are hunting you at sea. And as for here, My crew will let you go about as you please.
I'm pretty good, huh? Got it.
Leave off it, you gut-cutting borecock.
There. Done. Why not? I'm pretty good, huh? Got it. Sure. No sweat. There, done.
Ahoy, Captain. I've got to come clean about something, and that'll be as good a time as not. Much as I hate bandwidth, the main reason I signed up with you were to get here, to get a chance to look for a man named Romaro. Hey, Captain, but I like where your head be. That'd be a longer story than we've got time for. Quick of it be that Romaro's in trouble. The Principe have sent a ship hunter after him, and I've got an evening and a half to find him first. I didn't see his ship, so probably not. But mayhaps we could keep a weather eye open for clues to his whereabouts. Apologies, Captain, for not being more forthcoming. Romaro be like family to me, and I didn't know you from a bilge pump. Actually, I've known a bilge pump or two. Thanks, Captain. I appreciate it, truly. Now what have we got here? I do believe I recognize this goddamn chest. By Andra's salty bosom, Romaro hauled this chest from one end of the Deadfire to the other. Worse sense come out of chests like these, Captain. Trust you me. Dear S. That'd be me. I knew you'd seek me out. Please abandon the trail here. I fashioned this predicament for my own, and I not have you lock its weight round your own ankles. If you find yourself imperiled, seek Udina at Magic Water. She can help. Aye, there'll be a word or two more, but nothing useful to us. I don't know Udina from Warmage, but Magic Waters, I know like my own fucking name. When I were a wee lad fresh on the Sorcerer, Romaro would treat me to the luminous bathhouse at Nekataka. Oh, the water there shimmered like dawn on the open sea, and I, full flush with the poetic creativity of youth, called it Magic Waters. I know you don't owe me the favor, Captain, but if we could find our way to that bathhouse, I'd not hold it against you. Unless, of course, you asked.
I wouldn't turn down a dip in the baths, but everything else you said is just awful.
For now, though, we've got plunder and pillage before us, aye?
Oh, would you look at this? No sweat. Got it. Why not?
Look who finally washed back up ashore.
Ahoy there, Siri. Miss me?
Did I miss you? Like a fish misses water, you gutless bastard. For the first few weeks, anyhow. Till it turned to confusion and worry. Ye said ye'd write every night, didn't ye? Then where were the birds or the boats with your poems and pages?
I can't look away from this shipwreck.
Siri, sweet honey heart. I scribbled you missives day and night. Declarations of passion, sonnets in songs. Well, on account of me being at sea, I never had the opportunity to post them.
Oh, I'm certain I should believe every word of that blarney. About as certain as I am that you're a snake-tongued philanderer worth little more than a tug in the rug.
I plundered you up a pair of fine, very fine, snakeskin boots, with that tooling you like round the cuffs and all. But the gentleman sprung a leak, and they ended up thoroughly sodden. Tell her, Cap.
Fucking I'm upset. Got every cod-crushing reason to put 16 plugs of lead in your furry blue ass and see how you sink.
Siri, I truly wish I was savvy to what's gone belly up betwixt us. I weren't intending to scorn you, I swear it on Andra's salty teat.
Oh, you weren't intending to scorn me, eh? You wish you was savvy, eh? Andra's salty fucking teat, eh?
Ah, balls. We be in for it now.
Ye can't just go showering a lass with wildflowers and filling her head with verse if you're planning to ship out and never see her again. Ye've been lucky thus far, you know. I'm of half a mind to call ye out, and I'm no worse than many with a blade. Least then, perhaps you'll give me a lick of satisfaction. Aye, mate. Maybe you've got yourself a right idea there.
I be truly soaring sorry, lass. Sorrier still than that. I won't go spinning no yarns about being married to the sea or coming home to you someday. I ain't that gentleman, nor never will be neither. Alls I can promise you is that what be broken me there ain't fixing for. I'll be a right sad fuck. And there ain't nothing to account for it but me.
That I can understand. I'm not forgiving you a lick now. I won't go seeking for your blood, neither. Now, why don't you be telling me what you want so I can be shot of you for good?
Aye, lass. The captain's got an ask or two about Deadline. But first, I need to know. You remember Romaro? Sail with me on the Sorcerer.
Aye, I remember Romaro. You think I've gone wet in the head or something? Your words have always been as flowery for him as they were for me. It weren't so long ago he shipped out. Come to can't rightly say. Left in a hurry, I think. Or at least he were here one day and gone the next. Not that he ever mixed much with the sods here. Hard to starboard through the back door there, then straight on to the end of the hall. Don't think nobody's claimed his quarters since. Might be worth it to ye to poke around.
Give my thanks, lass. Truly. And many more besides.
Oh, keep it in your pantaloons, you randy swab. You had any other questions, Captain? Happy to oblige the person hauling this blue bastard away from Fort Deadlight. You don't know? That's so, I'm thinking it's not my place to tell you. They both crewed the Sorcerer for a season or six. Romaro were like a father to Seraphon, or so he's told me. Taught him the mariner's trade. More than that, you'd have to ask him yourself. Were there something else you wanted?
Welcome one and welcome all. Buy me a bottle and I'll be your finest loving pal. Black like pox me. Drub me fucking dry. You know, speaking of, don't suppose you're looking for another Sodom on that boat of yours? You mean like silver and such? Oh, like what can I do? Sure, I'm real good with my fists, and not half bad with a blade neither. Might not look it, but I can take a hit and keep punching.
Likely on account of being so full up of rum.
You're full of rum.
Right, good comeback, lass.
Well, tonight just ain't what it's been, you know? Bit hot for my taste, if you catch my meaning. And better a boat full of friends than a fort full of foes! Yeah, foes! Well, not foes, but not friends neither. Oh, wish that were a promise I could make you. Actually, no, I don't. I'm pretty happy as am. As is. Whichever. Wait, really?
Sure about this, Cap? Word's always been that Mercury fell out the womb 3 sheets soused.
Oh, stuff them sheets up your ballast hole, you sorry old furball.
Another boisterous drunkard. Gods, I'm starting to sound like a dare.
Aye, aye, Captain. See you aboard.
I joined crew. Who worthless now, Arkhamir?
You have questions? Kara, huh?
What's a bilge swallow?
That's what be a bilge swallow, little lass. And it be a swabby fathom-headed enough to drink from the bilge.
You talk funny, Uncle Seraphin.
You know, lass, each time you call me that, you be aging me 3/2 a year.
You have my undivided attention.
If you be having a tick, Cap, I'll be thinking that, if I be dragging you into these depths, you deserve the full sounding. When I were a wee swabby, fresh to the sea, it were Romaro that showed me the ropes and rigging. More than that, he, kept his weather eye open for me. The sea be a right poxy ore on occasion, and life aboard the Sorcerer, that and more. Malnash, our ship hunter, she were all, wet and bothered for doing me harm. And Romaro, he protected me, mentored me too, learned me letters and navigation, handed down the Principe traditions. In time, we became close as kin or closer. And the Sorcerer, my family. Right, fantastic fucking question, Cap. Word out with mutiny. But I'll be putting about as much stock in that as a dockside doxy for manners. Well, no, I don't normally be singing no praises of veracity, Cap. But in the matter of Romaro, I'll be hunting the truth. Fair. He be of old Valian stock. A good man and righteous. Not honest, of course, but honourable. Were our shipboard sawbones, more than half handy at it. More than one swabby be on the old salt of deferral from the wheel. Why, Cap? You be feeling a bit of the old envy? Nay, we never shared a bunk. Not that I'd have kicked him out of a hammock, but, like I said, we be family. He never took advantage. Well, only knows, Cap. She treated me like my mere presence gave offence. Thanks, Cap. I'll be holding you to it. Ahoy, Captain. What can I do you for? Ask away, Cap. Formerly the Principe San Petrena. The princes, without a home, They came from Grand Valia ages ago. Now they be the scourge of the Deadfire. More than that, ain't for the likes of me to say. Ask away, Cap. Raiding seafaring vessels mostly. Seasoned ships cargo. Ships themselves if they be worth anything. If there be passengers of high birth, we be taking them for ransom too. Ain't squeamish about slaying, but be avoiding it when we can. Get yourself known for killing folk. They get more likely to fight you when you come for the gold.
You only get known for killing folk if you're not so great at killing folk.
Shooting a man from the shadows be one thing. Sinking a god's damn carrack be another entire. Ooh, ask away, Cap. Aye, that I do, Cap. What not? Smell of the sea, creak of the rigging, blast of the cannons, rush aboard and a right piece of prey, a mug of spiced rum in my hands and a bawdy song on my lips, a lad or lass in every port and another in my hammock. Be a pirate's life for me.
All the things you get out of being a hairy, smelly cutthroat, I get out of being a decorated officer. It'd be funny if it wasn't so sad.
No worries, lass. I'll be making a right honest pirate of you yet. Is she's a too. Ooh, ask away, Cap. In least, Cap. We ain't the flog-stroking Rowettai Navy, twixt the seaworthy vessel and passable crew. You've managed yourself the hardest part already. Now you just need to be setting yourself to piracy, after you be talking it over with the Consuelo. No, we ain't exactly a bunch known for housing hard-ons for hard rules. Ooh, ask away, Cap. Aye, aye, Cap. Aye, sure. When I were a wee swabby, the sea be a right poxy. Aye. Do right. On my first ship before the Sorcerer, they made me a rigger, barnacle scraper, and powder monkey. Every deadly job. They be hoping I'd buy the farm. I lived to disappoint. Aye, Cap? Oh, appreciate the sentiment, Cap, but, let's not make things uncomfortable.
Watcher! Guess what? Now go on and guess, really. Not a god's darned one. And ain't that just it? I feel so fine. Like I swallowed a star and now I got light bursting from my chest. Can you see it in me? This happiness? It's all on account of you, Watcher. Everything's different now. The world looks so dang bright, doesn't it? Even at night. The sky goes all glittery with stars. Must be what the gods see when new souls are born. Watcher, tell me what's on your mind? Yeah, and your point is? I've delivered enough calves, kids, piglets, and my own baby siblings to know which bits go where, Watcher. Long term, you're right. Mama expected me to grow into a God-fearing bringer of the light who'd raise enough farmhands to run the family homestead. But that's not who I am. And I can't say whether it's who I'll ever want to be. I'm a reaper of Gone. My purpose isn't to farm, it's to shepherd the souls of the dead, Watcher. Now, you might think I can do both. Maybe someday I will. Or maybe I won't ever. But that's for me and my God to decide. I just think, why's it gotta matter until then? Not a one. Thanks to you, I'm sleeping like a babe. No, better even. I never knew nothingness could feel so warm and so nice. More like from my mind. No matter what comes to pass in the days and nights ahead, I won't forget who it was that brought me relief from the dreams. And the crush of the souls I'd acquired. You need me, I'll be 2 whoops and a holler away.
Leave it to me.
Yes, you only have to ask.
Let's get a move on.